Woo, and welcome everybody to Monday Munch. Uh, Late, life happens and things. Well, this is the place where we raw dog all the conversations around kink, relationships, non-monogamy, and everything in between. Give me a second. Up the stairs really fast. Took a second. But today we're going to talk about a very personal aspect of any dynamic, and that is aftercare. Before you start thinking it's going to be some step-by-step guide to how to do this or exactly what to do, it's not. This isn't like following some script or anything. This episode's all about figuring out what aftercare looks like for you specifically, because it's not a one-size-fits-all. Because some people need cuddles, some people need quiet time, and some people need to be that perfect little blanket burrito to feel like they're centered again. Others might need the emotional support, the talking, the decompressing, the reassurance that things are normal and everything's okay. And then there's the group of you that might not need a fucking thing. Just a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, now get your shit and get out. And that's valid too. Just depends on what you prefer. Because aftercare is personal. It's not some checkbox you just tick off to feel responsible like you're doing your part. It's something that your mind and body use to get back in sync after an intense experience. And today we're going to break down the different aspects of it, the physical, the emotional, the mental, and how each of them can play a different role. And you'll hear why some people swear by their ritualistic wind downs and others keep it simple. And let's not forget that aftercare is a two-way street. It's not just for the submissive, it's for the tops, the dominants as well. Because if you're the one dishing out the intensity, you might need to refill your tank too. And nobody on this panel or any part of this group is going to tell you what's right for you. Because like I said before, aftercare is yours to design. It's yours, period. But today's conversation might help you figure out what works best for you so you can keep your connections strong, balanced, and extremely healthy. And if you don't know by now, my name, they call me Mister. I'm your host and the unofficial guide to the sides of kink, relationships, non-monogamy, and other discussions that nobody else is going to give you because they're afraid to offend you, upset you, or be as honest as we get when we start these talks. And joining me in just a second, bringing that unmistakable energy, is the lovely Juniper Jen. She's not just a voice on the panel. She has built a name in the community, and she definitely handcrafts some of the most beautiful flowers that I've ever seen. So if you need a custom one, please let us know. Happy to make one for you. Her knowledge isn't theoretical. It is woven into every detail of her work. And when she talks about impact, both literally and figuratively, she's speaking from experience. And just a second, I'm going to pull up our lovely Discord moderator and voice on the panel, Emily, who's with us. And I'm looking forward to that. But welcome to Monday Munch. So let's get started. Well, unless you're epileptic, but in that case, close your eyes because the intro takes a little bit and we don't want to shake up your day too much.
To get through this shit, I'm gonna need another shot of espresso. Let's go. Fuck them all is what I'm yelling till I die. Did it all on my own. I'm doing what I fantasize. Might have hurt a couple feelings, but I never tell no lies. And the nerve of these folks, they want me to apologize. Sorry, I'm not. Sorry, I'm not. Sorry for stunting. Okay, sorry for nothing. No. Sorry for what? Sorry, I'm not sorry, asshole.
And welcome to the official Monday Munch beginning. Emily, Demon Bun. I always fuck up that part. Hello. I'm not good at not calling people their names.
It's fine.
You don't want them to know it, you should never say it.
Yeah, mister.
Yep. If you don't want me to know your name, don't tell me. I don't even know my own name anymore.
Are you sure?
Right.
I am pretty sure.
Hi, Jen.
Hi. Let me see myself in the
You're
the picture
You're
thing.
right there.
Oh, look, my hair's super humidity right now. We're just gonna go with a good updo. Here we go.
So I
All
just
right.
got here from a baseball game. Hello, everyone. Glad to see you. How's your weekday been?
Mine was pretty good. We had the birthday party, and
Yeah.
we spent most of the week cleaning.
Well, that's not fun at all.
No, it's not. It's
The
never
parties?
fun.
The party is
Birthday party aftercare.
Oh my god. All today, I didn't do any chores because it was just there was a lot going on yesterday.
After chore aftercare.
Pretty much.
oh boy.
So, do we want to start off by going over some viewer questions, or would you like to just dive into the nitty gritty of it,
So,
or as
you
you
know what?
said, raw dog this shit?
Give me just a second to pop some up. I know we've got some somewhere. I found them.
I don't think we had any of new ones recently.
I think I posted an NGO earlier.
Might have been. Because I haven't gotten any in the Discord.
I'm not gonna lie, thing. I probably.
Oh,
forgot
and
to.
everybody, happy Bisexuality Pride Day, or celebrate Sexuality Day. Yes, happy that.
That's a thing?
That's a
I
thing.
didn't know that was. I lose track. There's too many days now.
There's so many days.
I can't keep track anymore.
So I did my Bisexuality Pride makeup for my little video that I post for you guys.
Okay. I got like a couple comments and like 2 questions. I'm down for that. So nice comment we got is what makes this thing so special. The show, the Monday Munch thing, is how we're not afraid to tackle the hard conversations. We make everything feel more accessible and safe, even when talking about intense subjects. Oh, thanks, guys.
It's a. I don't necessarily think he's trying to make things padded for you. He's quite a blunt fucker. I'm glad that you are like me and find the comfort in somebody being brutally honest about things. So it could be a comforting thing.
It's refreshing to see topics explored in a way that are both open and respectful. Aw, look at us being all sweet and not really, but still. All right, and I've got 2 quick questions. So what advice do you have for someone who struggles to ask for aftercare because they feel like they're being needy?
That's okay. Need that bitch. Need that shit, bitch. You're not being needy.
I get it though. I get the thought process in that of feeling like you're needy because, you know, especially if you're the bottom or the submissive in a scene, it can be difficult because you're already receiving so much that could make you potentially feel like you're over asking or over needing. You know, it could make you feel needy, but you're not. And anybody that makes you feel like you're being too needy when it comes to getting aftercare is not somebody you should be playing with. Unless you're there to be degraded.
You're pretty much right on that. And if they don't like it, then there's the fucking door. Blunt truth.
Yeah.
You're really not. You need to get out of the mindset of feeling needy because you're already putting yourself in a scenario to deplete yourself, and you need to fill yourself back up, and that's okay. That's a really okay thing to do, and it should never be frowned upon. So don't be afraid to feel needy. Needy's not a good word for it.
And you want to knock anything else to add to that?
Not really. Jen pretty much said what I wanted to say.
All right. So, Emily, we'll start with you on this one then. So what do you do when your aftercare needs don't align with your partner? Do you compromise or try to meet in the middle?
Try to meet in the middle. If we can't meet in the middle, we'll compromise.
Okay.
Right now, I don't have a partner to do that stuff with. But when I did, he wasn't really over affectionate. So I would compromise on smaller things like attention. Where for him, He just wanted his alone time. That's what he wanted. I want the attention, the reassurances, and all that. He didn't want that.
Okay.
And like Mr. said when it started, it's a two-way street.
100%. Now, did you guys how did you compromise? Is that like, he took care of you, gave you the attention needs, and then he kind of fucked off for a little while, or?
Basically, what he did is he would leave little things around, like send me little messages and that, while he did his alone time.
Right.
And he still considered it his own space because he left to do his own thing, but he left those little notes and messages for me so I could see them and kind of know what was going on in that.
Okay. Princess? Got anything for it?
So I think compromise is really important in any dynamic relationship. And it holds a stigma, kind of like a bad thing, but compromise is not a bad thing. It requires you communicating with each other what your needs are. And the thing I do want to say with the compromising is to make sure you're not the only one that's compromising.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure your needs are still getting met, even with a compromise.
1,000%.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Mister, how about you?
You know what? I think it depends. So, like in your situation where you want attention, you need the aftercare that kind of prolongs the scene. Your top or your dominant, by all means, should consider that a continuation of the scene, especially if they like to be alone afterwards and process their things that way. If they consider that still part of the scene, then they can run through that way and process it that way. That way they don't feel like they're giving up on their beliefs and the things that make them feel better. It's just your scene has ended where theirs has not. And it's a good way to view that. And if you're a snacker and the other is a cuddler, then grab a snack and cuddle up. Just meet in the middle is always better than compromise. And I think like Jim said, that compromise word has a negative connotation to it for sure. But we can always reword that. I'm sure there's a better word for it other than compromise. And I like meet in the middle. I'm sure there's some word somebody knows that'll cover all that shit too. But to me, when I hear compromise, I think of giving up something I need or I believe in to meet you on your playing field. Whereas that's never gonna be a good concept overall, personally.
Start with that.
Start with this. Okay. So Midori. If anybody is into the kink scene, Midori is one you should definitely know, especially in the bondage scene, if I'm not mistaken. Put your shit on the charger. So she shared something that has her mark on it. Just a second. Sorry. Aftercare is a noun. No, aftercare is a verb. Sorry, it says scratched out. This is what each person needs to regain equilibrium. It's a pretty spot on answer. Because it's like we said in the intro, it's what you need. Not every person's going to need the same stuff. And if you're watching over here on the side on TikTok, I'm not on live because I smoke and they freak out about adults being adults. So feel free to ask questions. I'll answer if I see them. Okay. So that tells you what aftercare is. So the purpose of aftercare, the body can still be reacting post-scene. And it really is a way for you to come back down. Or you could be experiencing a drop of some kind and you need to be lifted back up. So it plays a very versatile role. And I don't think people really understand that. They think aftercare, when they hear it, is just cuddling and pampering and all that stuff. But it includes the cleaning up. It includes the the whatever makes you feel good. If you need to stop for a minute, your adrenaline levels can drop significantly. And whether you think you're experiencing that adrenaline rush or not, the body has different ways to react with adrenaline. So it's not always that hyped up fight or flight feeling. It's just that super.
Maybe you'll just fucking cry.
Yeah.
Your fucking eyes out for no fucking reason. And wonder why the hell that's going on as a reaction to what you went through. So that was fun. And have to the communication with reassuring your partner that these are really happy, joyful, feely good tears, and I do not understand them free flowing down my face. It's not like you did anything wrong here. I guess it's
an uncontrollable feeling sometimes. That's where that drop happens. And the drop's not necessarily negatively either. I do
the drop can be either positive or negative, or it can be in the middle, depending on how heavy the scene is.
That drop back to reality essentially is, you might start feeling the pain of impact. You might start feeling the pain of some cuts or whatever you guys played with. That is more of that negative aspect. Unless you enjoy the pain, then it can be positive. That's why this is it's such a tricky topic to discuss so straightforwardly.
It's a universal thing. It's not universal. It's the opposite of the universal thing. It's a so niche fitting thing to you and your who the fuck you are.
And your aftercare can change by scene depending on what you do. But and it helps because some people just need a blanket and a normal little cuddle.
But do you know what everybody fucking needs? And this should be everybody's aftercare.
Trigger half the audience. A little water.
Water. Everybody needs to rehydrate.
I had water in here. I finished it. I'll refill it later. I have water though. I have a blueberry cake, and I have 2 oatmeal raisin cookies.
Nice.
All in one blueberry cake.
It's pound cake. It's like the bread.
Let's get out of here.
I have a Reese cup, and it's important that I have a Reese cup.
Blueberry pound cake would be so much better.
Nope. That is a lie.
That sounds like amazing.
That is a lie perpetuated by mainstream media.
Jen, if you look it up, you can easily find a recipe to make it.
I'm not making a blueberry pound cake.
But absolutely,
I'd probably ship one from Canada before my ex would make one. I used to be a little Martha Stewart and stuff, but maybe I'll grow back into that, and that'll be an aftercare routine. But right now, it's not.
If you really wanted to, go to the grocery store. You'll probably end up finding them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that hard.
I do want blackberry cobbler soon, though.
I had a blueberry scone today.
What's a scone?
Equally delicious.
I don't know what scone is.
It's the consistency of like a
cake.
It's like a cake, yeah.
But it's like a muffin. It's like a muffin cake.
Ah.
It's like they wreck together and
one big ass muffin top is essentially what it is.
It's all right, we're getting let's get back on the track.
Of course, water is good. Juice is good. Pickle juice is really good. If you like pickles, that's a good one. If you don't like pickles, take you a shot of a pickle juice anyway if you have it nearby. That's something I always use, with athletic stuff. It's a good recovery.
We're totally gonna get some pickle juice.
Yeah, it's good for recovery. Helps.
We sell it at Food Lion right now. The jug, I saw it the other day.
A pickle juice or
a jug of pickle juice for $7.
Nice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So beyond the physical, like I said, you can feel the impacts, you can feel the stings, the cuts, the different sensations that you felt throughout a scene. But then you also have that after effect, that hurt, that feeling sticky, feeling like you needed to be cleaned off. Like those things are part of that physical as well. Depending on what kind of scene you have, of course. I mean, if it's a sexual scene, cleanup may be necessary. maybe not. Just depends. Yeah.
All kinds of things that could cause it to be a messy.
Much like the linen closet in a nursing home, it all depends.
Can I add on to that really quick?
Absolutely.
It also depends on your gender. Because with women, you want to necessarily go right after, if possible, to prevent UTIs and yeast infections and all that.
That's a good point.
As for men, it's probably best if you go too, because you never know what's in there.
Mhm.
I'm just speaking from what I know, so it's different for everyone.
Okay, so the reason that is just to go a little deeper in that. I like this. This pee is the power washer for the urethra, which is the tube that the pee comes out of through your bladder, all that stuff. Women's is shorter than men's, but that's why you girls take catheters easier than we do.
Yeah.
But to pee after sex, it helps essentially flush any of the germs that could have got in out. And that's what gets in there. It can cause a UTI. It's not necessarily specific bacteria, but any bacteria can cause an infection or be a foreign substance in there. And that's why it's essential to pee.
I always did wonder that because, like, I'm a girl that doesn't like any fluids inside of me. And I thought it was because of that, but it can't be because of that. It doesn't flush that out because I sound really, really dumb right now, but I don't care.
No, you don't. You don't sound dumb.
So many of us don't understand how it.
Are you ready to hear a little research?
Sure.
So from McGill, the Office of Science and Society. Where's the name? Let me give the name first. Lisa Dawn Hamilton, PhD, is a psychology professor and sex researcher. The story goes that after urinating after sex, the acidic pee helps flush bacteria out, lowering the chances of UTI, but there isn't a ton of good evidence behind this recommendation. She says there's very little research on the topic at all, but the existing studies have shown no link. In fact, when comparing people with and without UTIs, the studies find that equal number of people pee and don't pee after sex in the UTI and non-UTI groups. So it's more of an urban legend precaution.
Okay, audience, let's have a poll. Do you pee after sex?
Oh, Lord.
I do like, so the feminist hit on this. There is Dr. Jen Gunter put it in the book, The Vagina Bible, that every time we make women jump through another useless hoop to get better, we add burden, be it financial or emotional.
Okay.
So either way, pee after sex. Don't take a chance.
Pee, don't pee. Pee on your partner.
Medically, doctors say it has no difference.
I think you should drink a lot of water. So that should make you want to pee. So like, I'm doing it anyway.
If the ladies in the scene with a fountain of youth, is that kind of theme?
No.
No.
But it comes out of the same area.
Yes, but it's not the same thing.
But it comes out of the same vessel, therefore it would still flush the same way.
Also, if you squirt a whole lot, you still have to relieve your bladder after that. Like, you're still like, I don't know the science behind that. And you and I have both been
yeah, for sure.
Way down some rabbit holes on is squirt.
The best way I finally got it understood to be, like, I don't care either way, let's be honest.
The kids drink squirt.
But the best way I've seen that explained to me, before we get too far off topic out in this part, that when you pee, you pee. And when you're done, you can't just pee again. Like that.
Right.
But when you squirt, you can go several times back to back to back to back. So it's up in the air. But as a guy, and I'm speaking for all men, if you don't like it, shut the fuck up. we like it. We don't care. We don't care what it is.
All right, let's get back on the road.
All right. So the mental connection for that stuff, that headspace, subspace is what the word for it is. That I'm not speaking as a submissive, so I'm only speaking off of research and things I know, whereas any submissive, please feel free to speak up. But that's when you do need a partner that's attentive and caring and make sure that you come back down properly. It's the one thing I've always known is, even if you don't need aftercare, and we'll get into that shortly, but if you say you don't need aftercare and all that stuff, but you still somehow hit subspace, your partner ideally is still going to stick around, is still going to be there, is still going to make sure that you're okay before rolling onto their aftercare or rolling over and going to sleep, or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Because subspace is a whole nother topic that we could get into for sure.
Absolutely.
That might be another topic soon.
And it's the same thing with the dom space too, because I know there is something called that. It's the same thing for doms. Doesn't matter what it is, it's the same thing.
Yep. That reassuring that you didn't hurt somebody, you didn't do the wrong thing is just as key as feeling like you did the right thing, you did a good job, you did the role you were supposed to do, and yeah. I get that. Especially after like heavily psychological scenes, like CNC, any of the darker taboo kind of kinks.
A simple degradation.
Hold on, we're gonna watch this happen. Let Mike Tyson spelling the word Sphinx. Go ahead.
Degradation. Did I do it?
Nope.
Degradation.
Nope.
Degradation.
Nope.
Degradation.
Nope. Try again.
Degrading. Shin.
Okay, almost.
Degrading.
Almost.
Ready? We're gonna type this out right here.
Degradation.
Oh,
Degradation. Degradation.
she's close.
Degradation. Degradation.
All right.
Degradation. Will you just say it for me? I can see it.
You can pronounce it that way.
Degradation.
There you
Degradation. Degradation. Degradation.
Damn it.
Like watching Mike Tyson in the spelling bee, and we're on the letter S.
Okay, so even a simple fucking spelling bee could really require that, your partner doesn't really think you're fucking an idiot.
And welcome to all those that are viewing right now. We appreciate you being here. And if you're here after the live, we still appreciate you.
Do you have,
Yep, sure do.
Do you
Already
have
knows
a
that.
lighter?
degradation?
Let's see, where am I at? I lost my point. We're talking about mentality.
Sorry, we had some speed bumps there, didn't we? We got a little shook up.
I'm telling you, I want to find like all the best or the not best spellers I know and like put them all in one spelling bee.
So
Oh, Lord.
do we need to talk about verbal check-ins since we just
Oh, my God.
Are you okay? I know that was taxing. So verbally can be a process of a safe word. So safe words don't necessarily have to be like used in the middle of a scene. I know a lot of people don't think of it this way, but after a scene, that safe word could be a trigger to bring your sub or your dom back to reality of let's snap back into place, especially if it's something you've played with a long time. They know it, they get it. They know what that word means. It's almost like a Pavlovian effect of training to hear that word and knowing that I need to get back to reality and figure out what happens.
That would take some psychological training.
It would very much be possible, though, to use a safe word in that way of, hey, I know you're riding high right now, but maybe something's wrong. Or, like that kind of aspect of I'm actually hurt. I didn't realize it, to bring that high back down.
I'm just going to interrupt you there, but that would be more over of a safe word type of thing.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. Like use your safe word at the, like, even after the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like that complete snap back to reality would be amazing. I don't know if it's used by anybody like that, but that would be neat too. So if anybody does use their safe word after a scene to come out of the sub or dom space, please enlighten me. Enlighten us. I'd love to hear that you do that or that it's done.
Because if so, we would find it really, really interesting how it goes.
Yeah.
That'd be something.
Because you're constantly learning with all the new things coming out and everything else. It never stops.
So that verbal mental connection could be as simple as you did great. I'm proud of you. You handled that new scene very well. Like there are many ways to do that. And like I said in the beginning, we're not here to tell you how to do these things. It's just the affirmation could easily, walk around while they're laying there in a big puddly mess and put a gold star right on their forehead.
I was gonna say that was some good dick.
Some gold stars, yeah.
Some really good dick. Thank you for the dick.
Yeah, I mean, show verbal appreciation for your partner. Like even if it's not. So aftercare, call it controversial if you want to, but aftercare is not just for kink. It goes into vanilla sex. Cleanup is not fun all the time. But it can go into deep, like heavy conversations, like conversations you have to have that aren't very pleasant, may put you in a bad space. And then after the conversation, have that recheck in. Are you okay? Is there anything I can do for you? That's where that falls into outside the realm of kink. Heavy conversations could fall into that psychological thing.
We have event aftercare.
Yeah, we do.
We are like meticulous about that shit too.
After the events, we make sure that we're feeling okay. That we did everything properly.
We sit in the parking lot for like an hour.
To us, it's almost like reviewing game tape. We're watching the clips, make sure we did good, what we don't like, what we do like, what we can improve on next time. So we start planning for the next events. But then we just take in everything that we've done.
And we learn so freaking much about each other when we're talking about just interactions.
Yep.
Like simple human interactions that we're individually having ourselves, but we come back and we talk about that, and it's just amazing how much we learn about each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it really is. It's neat. I mean, we've been together for 6 years, but yet we can still learn something about every time we do something together.
Yes, that's part of the learning never ends.
No, not a good, healthy relationship or dynamic.
No, you always find something new about your partner.
And you should always be exploring new things with each other as well.
Even if it's just edging in slowly and taking baby steps.
Yeah. So processing yourself. This is specifically more for submissives, honestly.
I don't think so. Nope.
Well, this subject is specifically about submissives. I have an area for tops and doms.
Okay,
too.
all right. Okay, we got to put our brakes on.
So specifically,
put our seatbelt back on and get back in.
Some people use that subspace, although they're blanked the fuck out in their own little mind, and wherever they are, they could still be processing their own experience. And by processing or reliving it in that moment of this is what started, this is where we're at, this is where I finished, bringing yourself back down to that reality and running through that can also help bring you back down. Give you time to reflect on what, like with our events, like what you could have done better, what could have, what could have happened, what we should have done, et cetera, et cetera. The same can be said is at least in the kink realm, taking that time as well. Typically that reflection may not be in the subspace, dom space, and the drops. It may come a little while after. But Princess brought up a good exercise for people to do kind of immediately after.
Oh, journaling.
Yeah.
You'd like me to talk about how important journaling could be to anybody's well-being? Yeah. Just stopping and taking the note of everything, how you felt, what made you feel that way, all of the things. To have that, to be able to look back and reflect on, is going to be like an accelerator in your next scenes or relationships that may happen, because you'll have that to be able to look back and see how you reacted, how your body may have reacted, things you liked and didn't like, and you can use that to benefit future relationships with kink in general.
And welcome to the new viewers that just popped in not long ago. It's good to see you. Please feel free to say hi and participate. Participation is so wonderful. I'm a big fan of it.
So our viewer comments came from that thing that you posted,
Instagram.
the anonymous weird thing that you have. I don't have it. 'Cause it's
NGL
extra.
Yeah.
I have it. I know how it works.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to anonymously ask anything through that, I'll have him double check that after,
repost that
right
now.
before we get off of here. I'll make sure he checks it. And then that's what we can start next munch out with as well, like we did this time, or whenever we feel like getting around to it. You know, we roll on.
Yep.
Speaking of rolling on,
Deodorant is amazing.
You're such a dickhole. Why'd you have to interrupt my thought like that?
You're rolling on.
I was gonna tell everybody to go check out my new video on YouTube.
The night school is fun.
My night school this past week was about self BDSM. Wow.
BDSM. Well, fancy here, folks.
Excuse me. It was about solo BDSM.
Do you think that's how the Victorian era said it?
BDSM.
Would you like to participate in some BDSM? But
nibble on my biscuits.
Oh my God.
journaling can be very nice, though. That's typically not like right after, but it may be for you. I don't know. You know, I'm not going to clarify that anymore. So if it's for you, it's
whatever.
for you. If it's not, disregard it. Let's see. Solo meditation.
Masturbation?
Yep, masturbation could be necessary afterwards too.
It doesn't mean your partner's doing anything wrong.
Gentlemen specifically, I am speaking to the men or the penis havers or whatever you want to call yourselves. If your partner feels the need to keep using a toy after you finished, fucking grab a straw, suck it up, and get over it, because it's not necessarily a reflection of your performance. They just may need one more or 10 more. Or
It's okay to be greedy.
Oh yeah, so fuck, while they're using that toy,
Don't be fucking jealous. You can only come like once in a fucking hour.
Oh, don't get the alpha males started.
Oh my God.
Okay, the alpha males can come 7 times in a row.
7 times
In a row.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that bullshit. I'm sorry.
I love making fun of alpha males.
I don't believe that bullshit.
I never believed it bullshit. It's
Can
not
I
fun to make
admit
fun
something to you guys? Every time I hear the word alpha males, I think of a breakfast cereal.
of. That's alphabets. They don't even make alphabets anymore.
They should make alpha male breakfast cereal. That'd be great.
Like twigs and rocks, so they can show how manly they really are.
Oh shit! Cream of wheat without any
Wheat.
cream.
Sweet. Let's try to
Okay,
read.
we need to get back on the road.
Oh, yeah.
Aftercare for tops? Or are we done with the subs right now?
Yeah, we'll move on from the subs.
The subs are tucked in. They've had their spank salve rubbed on their little bottoms.
It's great for Aftercare and an impact scene. You can buy some after I put it back on her site.
It actually is a rare commodity right now because it has become hard to keep on the Etsy site. So if I tell you guys it's up on the site, like, you need to hurry up and order it before it gets taken down.
Hurry up and buy.
They need to do an NSW Etsy.
They
I'm
really
sorry.
do. There's a lot of good stuff on Etsy. It's for
Right.
Fetsy.
a Etsy. That would be great.
Yeah, you guys just watch me get excited over that shit.
So you guys are, our subs are tucked in, happy, cared for, hydrated, gave their forehead kisses, told that they've done a great job for the evening, and now they're dreaming about starting a Fetsy company so that Juniper Jen can sell her products on there. Let's move along.
Just so it's on the record, though, if somebody starts Fetsy for like adult Etsy shit, yeah, I get money for that. It's my idea.
Me too.
Even if it's 25 cents a day.
Yeah.
You can support a starving mister.
Let's move along to the tops.
That's the tagline for the Patreon when I post it.
Let's
For just $1 a month, you can support a starving asshole. Let us move on to the tops. So let's talk about how exerting the control and energy can, whether they want to admit it or not, leave tops and doms needing some mental or emotional wind down. That can be a lot for people, especially, like, let's say in your real life, outside the bedroom or outside of a dungeon, you're not necessarily a dominant or violent or aggressive person. And then when you enter that scene, you put on that persona and you become a dominating person. You know, that's how some people are. Some people are the opposite in a scene as they are in real life. And if you're not used to that kind of behavior, it could fuck with you. It could really leave you, especially if you're a super empathetic kind of person. I could see that being an issue of making sure, you don't want to feel bad like you hurt your partner. Yeah. That's kind of why my thought process just swirled the fuck off somewhere else.
I get that. So
I think Kenzie's here. Hey, Kenzie, I got to call you after this. I run out of time between the game and here. Okay. Yep. So what am I talking about?
Aftercare for DOMs and why it's so important and how much it really takes out of a person to maintain that dominant status for a period of time. That whole demeanor can be extremely energy draining. I don't want to go there, but all right, we're going there.
Let's go to the mall.
No, how about
today?
How about the joke of every man needs a sandwich afterwards? I mean, that's actually valid aftercare for.
Then you got the real man that says if she can walk to the kitchen to make you a sandwich after you didn't do your job. Or some bullshit like that. I don't know.
Red flag.
I hope she can walk after, unless she was like in a wheelchair before, and then hopefully she can walk after. If she can walk after that,
whole thing that I said right there was a red flag to begin with, and you just like threw another red flag on it. How do you red flag my red flag?
But now I'm a green flag.
Dude, red flag my red flag.
Now I'm a green flag it though. If she's in a wheelchair before you start your scene, and she walks to the kitchen after, you've done something great. Tell me I'm wrong. If you fuck somebody so good.
No, you don't have to keep talking.
Oh, I need to keep talking. If you fuck somebody so good they become unparalyzed, you are Jesus. You're the modern day Jesus. Oh, thanks, Hastings. I love you, buddy. I miss you guys. Are you having fun at work?
Oh, he's getting kissed on over
I'm getting
here.
love
It's
over here.
it's over with. It's done with for you, YouTube.
I can't smoke over here. That's why I sit
Jen, he got a glittering badge and a rose. He got a couple roses.
Oh,
It's
is it
so
roses?
slow. It's
Are you getting roses? That's so cute.
Oh,
People love me, okay? In real life, people love me. Online, not so
I'm
much.
a person in real life that loves you.
well then.
But it surprises you that people would gift me.
No, I just think it's adorable, and I know that
Let's be real. At some point in our relationship, your love became an obligation and not necessarily a desire.
I never did. No obligation to love you. What would be my fucking obligation then?
You don't have enough chaos in your life. Why I keep the job I have? I don't have enough emotional damage in my life, so.
No. Okay, listen, we need to drive this bitch of a car back on the highway and get back to Aftercare.
You know what? You know what could be a super simple. I'm speaking as a guy. Super fucking simple thing to do. If you're sub or you're bottom after a scene and you feel like you might be kind of like, oh fuck, a forehead kiss would like just. That's like the ultimate stamp of approval.
What?
If after I'm done with the scene and I feel like I may have went too far or whatever, even though you didn't say a word, if you snuggle up to me and kiss me on the forehead, I'm gonna be like, I did everything fucking right.
So you were the sub that did everything right because you got a forehead
I'm the dom
kiss.
that did everything right.
Oh, because okay.
Like
The
what?
impact of forehead kisses.
Forehead kisses matter. They do. Forehead kisses are essential. Okay.
I hope they start giving you forehead kisses at work.
You guys gonna start giving me forehead kisses. I do a good job.
Imagine they do.
Oh fuck! I hope they do. That's gonna be hilarious. Like, dude, you killed that shit. Oh man. What are we talking about?
We're talking about. We were talking about Dom Aftercare.
It's important to
top
remember that
Aftercare.
top and doms need aftercare. Tops and doms are not necessarily the same thing either. That's a discussion for another day. But both tops and bottoms and doms and subs, they both give energy during the scene. Even if you're just receiving things, your body is still exerting that energy.
Even if you're a starfish.
No, if you're just starfishing.
No, if you're a starfish, you're still exerting yourself.
You're not bringing shit to the table.
No.
Nope.
Listen, I'm sorry I said that. Can we continue driving?
Starfishes don't get kisses. Okay.
Yes, I do.
But no, so both parties may need to decompress. And of course, communication. Oh, no, it's not a cigarette. That was a piece of chalk. TikTok. Sorry. But communication is super important because you need to know how you feel, how your partner feels, and that, like we talked about earlier, that meet in the middle. You know, what do you need from me? Is there anything I can do for you? I know we may have discussed terms beforehand, but is there anything we didn't talk about? Is there anything we talked about that you don't want right now? You know, it's fucking good relationships take communication. Good dynamics take communication, and that's all there is to it.
Why are we so high?
Smoked a lot of weed today, I guess. I don't know. Oh, she wants to show off the girls. That's the get us kicked off everything shirt.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Maybe we should not.
Oh yeah,
I'm wearing a hoodie blanket because it's too cold to be topless right now. I'm serious.
that's because you're in Canada and they don't get real sunlight up there.
Yes, we do. We got sunlight most of today, but the temperatures are starting to drop. We got frost warning and frost advisories for the last 2 days. So,
Sad. Is this the first?
Yeah, the 2 first days that we have them. Winter's coming.
Sad.
To quote Barney, God, that country's a mess. Why do we let you exist?
Good question.
Uh,
Ask the dead queen. She would answer that for you.
yeah, we should have took it from her great grandpa, or however many greats it is.
I don't remember. I can do
Um,
research afterwards.
So grounding rituals are super essential. That's anything that's going to bring you back down, and that's could be
Sitting like a statue for a fucking hour.
Yep.
Watching your favorite TV show.
You ever done something so crazy?
Could be literally
something
anything.
so like
Drink a
wild.
pot of coffee.
After you just have to sit and be like, "Fuck, that was a lot."
It's usually in like every shift.
Yeah, like an intense work shift. Like you just have to fucking sit there for a second and go, "Whew,
Yeah.
holy shit, that was crazy."
Yeah.
All right.
A smoked cigarette.
Oh yeah, nice. Good cigarette goes a long way.
Journaling.
The journaling thing. So talk to me more about the journaling thing. This is like from a top and bottom perspective. What would you journal about? Like how, like would you write the details of the scene? Like would you just
Me
like
personally-
Mr. blew my back out tonight? Period.
I would get more intentional. And I plan to do this.
Mr. Tickle my butthole with a feather today. Like how detailed are we getting here? There's two
It depends on how detailed you want to be.
Okay.
But I think it's important for you to write down the key takeaways that you had. And then if you want to be like a super amazing partner, I've been known to partner journal because I have a really bad memory. I've always had a bad memory. So the things that you learned about your partner during the scene and the things that they may like and enjoy, maybe some things that you want to write down in this journal.
Right.
Maybe you want to go ahead and draw your little body man out this night and start filling him in by each date of different times you've been touched there. Go crazy with it. Listen, apparently when women are trying to have babies, they keep a journal of like when they're ovulating. So like that could play a key element of your kink journal as well. Like you don't want to waste any time on some scene with your partner when you're trying to procreate or whatnot. You want to get straight to the point. So
Right.
like you need to consider everything and anything or fucking nothing at all. And your fucking journal might look like a fucking Disney coloring book.
Yeah, like I mean, you could really just scribble stuff, draws things that if something in your head relates to whatever the scene was, draw a picture of that. It's your own journal, and it should be your own journal to make sure it's perfect for you.
That sounds like a beautiful journal, but I was literally talking about a coloring book that can be like a really big thing for our littles.
Yeah. So typically, from my understanding, as far as what people of the community have told me, very rarely is little space a thing of sexuality, but it could be a place where you drop to and subdrop. That's very possible. And if anybody's experienced that, please let me know. It'd be great to hear. Zachary has joined me too. All my friends are here on my side over here. Hello, friends.
Hi. I'll show you the tip of my...
I'm not as much of an asshole on TV as I am in real life.
You're not on TV, mister.
I am too. This screen right here is a TV.
Yeah, I guess it is. And you so are. I love you.
Much nicer online. They'll tell you that for sure. But so relying on feedback is super important too. Whether the time frame that you need is on you. That's something I can tell you. But discussing what you did and didn't like, or what you do and do not want to try next time, is so important that I think that should be mandatory. Aftercare is not optional, so communication shouldn't be either. That's just me. But processing a scene together, even though you may have given words of affirmation or a forehead kiss or cleaned up and just made them feel perfect and did all the aftercare, that feeling of guilt and that feeling of resentment for something, even though you may not think resentment's a feeling you may have, but if you have a really intense CNC scene, that could really make your partner like resent you because you said some shit they never thought you'd say, or you did some things they never thought you would do. But discussing that after can wipe away that feeling of guilt easily. Not easily, but easily.
I'd like to interrupt and interject that you need to be quite specific when you're talking about this stuff. Like, don't veer away and shy away from being brutally honest, and go ahead and, instead of me telling you guys to use those I feel statements, go ahead and use those "you made me feel this way" statements to.
Yeah, you're not attacking the person.
Because it is a physical thing. Like, that has to be told. Like, your top or bottom needs to be told how, for instance, like a spanking scene. Thanks, sir. For instance, like a spanking scene. It would ideally be good for you to go ahead and use a yellow if you did not appreciate something, but we're all known to just bear through it sometimes just to see. Well, at the end of this experience, maybe it's really important for you to talk about that yellow that you were thinking and you never called.
Mm-hmm.
Not maybe. I don't know why I said maybe. It is. So,
And even if it started as a yellow in your head, or you almost said red, talk about why. Like it may not have been a yellow by the time you got into it because you started to like how it felt or whatever. It's just something foreign at the time. But that communication is super, super important. It's almost like a debrief, like a mission debrief after anything happens. Demon Bun, are you still with us?
Yes, I am. I was just
Okay.
taking my sweatshirt.
So like you guys haven't shut the fuck up for me to talk. I got you.
I thought you were saying that. I was like, we have.
Do you have anything you'd like to add?
Keep in mind what your partner likes. Just don't assume everyone likes one thing. Some people might not want to be touched right away. They may come later on and say, "Hey, I would like this and this. Can I please get it?" And if you're ready for that to kind of give it to them, go ahead.
Give it to me, baby.
But just keep in mind
okay?
Just keep in mind everyone has their own preferences. If you don't like something, then you voice that beforehand. Or you come to an agreement or a compromise. Something where you both are happy, because if anyone wasn't here when Mr. started, Aftercare is a two-way street. You cannot give one person one way something and not give the other way something. That is not how it works. That's all.
I'm gonna challenge that on my next point.
Oh Lord.
But not in an
Sorry.
asshole way. Let me rephrase it. I'm not gonna be an asshole about it.
Sorry.
Because everybody needs different things. So the one way that it's still a two-way street, but it's not necessarily a two-way street, is if one partner has no need for aftercare. And that's possible, and that's just as valid. If you can get your ass up and carry on like nothing happened and you got shit to do or you got somewhere to be, by all means, if your partner's taken care of, then it's time to roll into your aftercare, kind of like we talked about a little bit ago. You know, your scene isn't over until your aftercare is done with the person that needs it. If afterwards you're all a big cuddly puddle of blankets and in bed ready to watch TV and go to sleep, and it's time for your partner to go home, have a good night. See you later. You know, just one of those things. So it's not necessarily a two-way street. Silly as it sounds, but at the same time it is, because your aftercare is not needing aftercare.
But that's also where I say keep in mind your partner's preferences and that, because yes, you may not need it, but if they change their mind later on and they come back, you kind of have to come back to that two-way street and kind of just determine.
Mhm.
Because some people may not want it right then and there. They might want it later on when they're better and they're in a certain mindset where they're comfortable coming to you. Just like the dom drop and the sub drops. You don't know how you're going to react until you're physically there.
Oh, for sure. It's one of those things where you can think, you always have a backup plan, if that makes sense. You know, I'm not the type to need aftercare, honestly, other than grabbing a snack from the kitchen and laying back down and watch TV. But in the event that we do something that I've never done before, it's possible that I need more than that. And I may have to communicate that after we're done. And, you know, clearly communicate, hey, yo, like, that was fun, great time, wasn't weird at all, but, like, I need some reassurance right now. Like, you're good, I'm good. And then we roll on there. And, of course, there are times where I may, you know, not necessarily me, but some people may need to do that self-regulation of going for, like, a walk, go for a run, go to the gym, sit down and play games, whatever you need to do to bring yourself back into the realm of what you're doing. Because distractions can be just as much of a aftercare as anything.
I like that. Distractions.
Because I'm a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs myself, so.
I kind of wonder, like, what the general population thinks about using a distraction as a form of aftercare, or even self-care. Is that okay? Is that really okay? I kind of feel like it's not.
Mister's bullshit tip of the day.
Oh,
We'll wait. Go ahead. You go ahead, Emily.
Jen, this is where what I said earlier. It depends on what your partner's preference are. You have to keep in mind they might want that distraction. Like making them laugh or doing something silly just to kind of get them to where they want to be, type of thing.
So, and let's not necessarily say an emergency, but let's say you have to be somewhere, right? You went over time of having fun before you went to some party or something. You're like, oh shit, we don't have time for like real aftercare. I need to get you like back to reality real quick. Don't drop, like stay up. Firecrackers.
What?
Some firecrackers, throw them in the pot, bring it into the bedroom before it happens, and that'll snap you back to reality real fucking quick. If you lay in there post-orgasm, like, holy fuck, that was great, and then firecrackers start going off the side of the bed, you're not going to think about sex.
You fucking kidding me?
You
you're
are
about to
insane.
be a firecracker.
Put
That's
on-
the worst advice I've ever heard you
It's
give.
Halloween. Put on a scary mask. That way, when you finish doggy style and they turn around, boom, snap back to reality. Oh, there goes rabbit.
Mister,
Please,
I
for the love of God, don't do these things. If you do them, please record them so I can see them and enjoy it.
Mister, I would like to point out there is different kinks. Please don't say something on the live, on TikTok live, and end up on the wrong side of TikTok. I have seen that
Fucking,
happen
I want to be on the
before.
wrong side of TikTok. Let's go.
No.
That's the right side of TikTok.
No, but there is certain kinks that do have that. And I'm going to say something because I don't know if you guys know this, but in the last 2 to 3 years, the mask sales have gone up for Halloween-wise, year-wise, or world-wise, up to like 15%
Nice.
because of said kink.
How great would that be? I wouldn't do it to you, but oh man, I would just love to have a. I need to see if there's.
Act like you wouldn't.
I mean, I totally would, but I wouldn't. You know, like I wouldn't. But
Do it and make sure I was okay afterwards.
oh, for sure.
Don't fucking lie to
It's
them.
my favorite thing to do is throw on a fucking scary mask, scare the dog,
Love
and you get
scaring
scared
me.
too.
Oh my god.
But no,
He's
could
done
you
it, like,
imagine how
20
great that
times
video
this
would
week,
be?
y'all. The Halloween stuff has came out, and there's one in particular that I don't have loaded into my brain, and it like really fucks with me.
Ghostface.
No, I'll go show you. Hold on.
Oh, fuck.
There you go. You see, you just
It's-
pass it to me right here.
it's
On screen,
dark.
We'll show them.
Oh, Lord. I am
It's
greatly
TikTok.
scared which one you guys picked.
Do you like my armpit TikTok? That's what you got right here.
Oh, my God.
Let's get my armpit fed to people over here. What's up? I'm so full of my fucking self now. Let's go around.
You're weird.
I know, but it's gonna
You
be
could have
good.
went under. Such a weirdo. Okay.
What the fuck kind of mask is that? That is not scary.
It scares the shit out of me.
If you're not expecting it and it pokes around the corner, it'll fuck with you.
Oh,
You
shit.
just sit there and stare at me in it.
Yeah,
and
'cause
then
I don't even move. I don't
see it 'cause
jump. I
it's
just-
dark.
I just find a little corner spot to poke my head through and look
Oh, my God.
and just wait.
Then the dog will see it and give a little bark, and then
Bark
I'll
my
look
ass.
around, and then I'll be like, ah!
Dead.
I scare easily though.
That's so great. Oh man. But yeah, that'll help you get your bottoms back to the real fucking world real quick. They're scared easy.
I don't know if that's very ethical advice.
It's not at all. So like that's why I'm saying don't do it.
Oh, good
But if you
gravy.
do, like send me the videos.
I'm just gonna throw this out there now. Munch is not responsible for anything you do. Please do not take us completely serious.
If you do, you're a fucking idiot.
We are not professionals. We only go off of what we can find for researching that. Some of it is our own experiences. It's not the same for everyone. Please don't do what we do. In some scenarios.
None of us are going to tell you to do something that we wouldn't personally do ourselves, though.
Yeah, for sure.
God, yes.
Now doggy style, she's gonna be thinking about it the whole time. Be too scared to come anyway.
Gonna put a mirror on the back of the bed.
I'm a blindfold her, and she could be like, "Where are you going?"
Don't mess with my blindfold fun. Oh, you just added a whole new fucking weird element to that.
Fear, like scary scene, without like, because when people think fear, they think CNC. You don't have to have scare. Like you don't have to have CNC to be scary.
We should.
Oh,
I'm
fuck.
gonna lay mask out now.
Oh yeah, it's gonna scare the fuck out of me though. You're gonna be thinking about it the whole time, just too scared.
You're
So
gonna pull my little face mask up to try to show me, and I'm gonna have my eyes closed tight, and I'm not gonna peek.
nope, I'm not even gonna pull your eye mask to show you. I'm gonna wait to the end. The grand finale.
Oh my
It's
God.
like it's
I know
like
how you
the,
are.
It's like the
I already
pirate,
know.
you know, the pirate sex move.
Wait, what?
The pirate sex move. You never heard of that one?
No.
Okay, well, you just wait till as a guy, you're about to finish, and you pretend to finish, and then when she turns around and looks at you, bust in her eye, and then she's like, ah! So she's got her eye patch on, and you kick her in the shin, and she starts hopping around.
Oh my god!
Fire
What
with peg
the
legs.
fuck?
All right, okay.
The more you know.
Moving right along, the value of knowing yourself. Why is it important to know your limits and preferences?
Well, obviously, beyond the communication of being able to talk and understand what you like, what you don't like, what you will do, what you won't do. So if you are a sub that is highly susceptible to like hitting a real sub drop and like vanishing out of your fucking gourd, like you're gone, your partner needs to know that. We
It
had
needs to know how to be with you for that,
Yeah.
and what you need for support with that, and what you may need for feely betters.
we have a friend of ours that has made it known publicly that that sub drop just blanks them completely out, and they have to have a way to come back to reality. Like it has to be something. I'm trying to think. I had much more detail on that a minute ago, but I lost my train of thought there.
Way to
There's
go,
dog hair on my
Choo-choo.
face. I don't know, but there's a so fuck. Anyway, we're gonna move past that because I completely lost that.
So knowing whether you need to have alone time or togetherness post scene is key to setting expectations with your partner.
I found my road again. So in the sub drops, she has stated she can go nonverbal.
Oh,
And a scene doesn't necessarily have to be over for somebody to hit subspace. So in that subspace, your partner could go nonverbal, and you need to know that ahead of time about them so you can look for those signals, look for those things. And the scene may be over at that point. Maybe the time that it has to stop because they're not going to be able to respond to a red or yellow or whatever your safe word is. That's where it's important to know your partner. But knowing yourself in that aspect, it's your responsibility to let your partner know that. To say, hey, look, I might blank out and just be out. If you see me not moving, not interacting, not moaning, not doing anything, that's like a red. So we should stop, make sure I'm good, and I'm not over here,
okay,
dead. It's like, come back and make sure I'm good to go, and then we can go again if we need to, or the scene might be done. And if this goes for anybody, scene, kink, dynamic, whatever, vanilla sex, relationship, whatever your safe word may be, even if it's a vanilla sense and the word is no, the scene's over. Like you're done. You can go finish in the bathroom, might lay next to him and finish, whatever, but you're done. And going on past that is not okay. That safe word is there for a reason. Verify to continue. You didn't detect any activity. You ain't looking at me. Sorry. Carry on.
It is mostly important because this is something we discussed in the last episode, but this is really important with communication, is the boundaries. It's the boundaries you set before the scene. If you cross those boundaries and you don't listen to the safe word, or if you don't hear it, that is another thing. Is some people will say it really, really, really quietly and think people will hear it, but they won't. So you have to be vocal about it. If they don't hear it the first time around, say it again just in case they didn't hear it. Just because, yes, if they continue, it might be because they didn't hear it. Most people think when you don't hear it the first time around, oh, they're going to continue. But in reality, they might have not heard it.
It's very valid.
So you have to say it again, and if they don't stop the second time around, you just try to get away from it. End it because you have gave 2 times for safe words. There is no excuse.
That tracks big time with how I'm always advocating or pushing for you to advocate for yourself. And that's a big thing about it is sometimes you have to repeat yourself just to make sure and make sure you use your big kid voice really loud as you can. to make sure that they indeed didn't. Because sometimes the scenes can be intense for them as well, and music may be present, other noises may be present. So yeah, having that consideration is important.
Yeah. Or they might be zoned out. They might be in, like what Mr. said about the sub drop. They could be having a dom drop too. They could. And that's another thing is, if you are going to have a dom drop, your submissive or the person under you has to know. Because it is not fair for them not to know and you go right into it and them freaking the fuck out because, oh shit, what's going on? You have to communicate that back and forth.
Something else I would like to point out as soon as I figure out where the fuck it's coming from and what I was going to say.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm having a night tonight, guys. Fuck, I lost it. Okay. Carry on. I'll come back to me in a second. Really, do will. Because it's about doms and not continuing and blah, blah, blah.
Anyways, yes. So if you're topping or if you're doming, you have to let them know. If Garland was here, he would say the same exact thing because it kind of goes both ways. If your sub is about to go that way, and if your dom's supposed to go that way, you have to know back and forth. If you both go at fucking once, oh fuck. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry.
That's a very unlikely situation, but I did catch my thought. I finally caught it right in the middle of the air. If you go into a dom space, that head space where doms can kind of like blank out themselves, that is still not a valid excuse to go beyond the negotiated terms. Period.
And that's kind of where the repeating it the second time comes in. Because if you have to snap them out of that and say, hey, like, let's say the safe word is cupcake. If I say cupcake once and the top doesn't, or the dom doesn't listen, and I say it again, they snap out of it, I know where they were. But that's also where you want your bottom to know if you are going to go into that or not.
And that's, unfortunately, it's not something you could always know, especially if you're new to kink dynamics. You know, you may not know how you're going to react or how things are going to go.
Why is that not a thing, mister? Why is that not a thing? Why don't we have safe word fucking squeakers?
Some people do. Some people use gag scenes. If you're gagged, that's a real easy way.
Or what they do is they have buttons that they'll have like on the sides, and some people will do it. Or you can tap. That is something most people do. I've seen it mostly right there.
I
There's
just
a
really
couple
would.
different things.
I would like to see the squeaks to be.
I bet Confetti the Cupcakes uses squeaks. And now I have to ask her.
Oh my god.
I just feel like I want that to be more mainstream than just fucking pup play and clown play.
Like just a gag that has a squeaky in it. So if you are gagging,
I love it.
You know,
I love
you can
it.
stop the scene right there. But I do think it's important to remember that though.
How do you spell your safe word?
There's no good excuse to violate someone's boundaries or their limits.
No.
Period. Like it's the same with the I'm sorry, I was drunk. Like that's still not an excuse. If that's such a problem for you to experience, then you should reel it back a little bit and figure out where that point is that you feel like you may cross. You have to be responsible. Rack, that's not responsible. Rack is risk aware, consensual kink. Prick. Yep, personal responsibility and consensual kink. That's the acronym for that is prick.
So be a prick.
Be a prick when you're having kinky sessions.
Break down prick again.
Personal responsibility and consensual kink.
Okay. Correct.
Never heard of it said that way,
Love
but
it.
okay.
Exactly. And that may be the wrong thing, but that's my new acronym. If you're a I don't need aftercare person, that's okay. At least still do a check-in. It's not necessarily aftercare. Hey, how you feeling? Good. Yeah. Okay. See you later. Or it, could be how are you feeling? I don't know yet. Okay. Well, fuck off and let me know when you're ready to tell me. Yeah. But it's one of those things. It could be brief. It could be super extensive. You could be like, I don't need aftercare, and then after a crazy intense scene, they ask how you're doing, and you break down and start crying because the squeaky toy made you think of your dog when you were 6. Like it could be one of those unexpected triggers. Not buttons.
But that's kind of where that part of, like I said earlier, is they might not need it right there and there, but if you do need it, don't be afraid to ask for it. Just ask.
Yep.
You
Because-
guys are a team. If you are not communicating what you need back and forth, how is the other person supposed to know? They cannot read minds. They cannot just look at your face and say, oh, this person needs this and this. No, you have to come over. You have to stand in front of them or sit down beside them and tell them.
For sure. And needs change. You may start the scene saying, okay, after I need you to rub my feet, I need a bath, whatever. And you may feel great afterwards and be like, you know what? Don't need any of that. Not right now. Maybe later, but I don't need it right now. And that's perfectly fine. You could be I don't need aftercare. Then after it's like, hey, look, I know I said I don't need anything, but it's okay if that's when you need to ask. If you need more than you told them you would need, that's when you need to ask and communicate it. Don't look at them and just demand, hey, look, I need you to cuddle me right now. I'm not feeling good. I'm sorry you don't feel good, but that's not a part of what's you negotiated. You have some people that are like that. Some people are like, this is what we negotiated. So, but that's once again something you should know about your partners before you start. Blah 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 blah. Communicate.
Yes, but that stuff is important because subs can be the same way. They might not need anything right then and there. But that's also where your manners that your parents taught you should fucking come in. I'm sorry. Don't be a dick about it.
They were supposed to teach us that?
Oh my god. I swear to honest God.
I figured out what my problem is. These are good therapy sessions. They really are. And it's free.
He's right. They're free.
Welcome to Monday Munch, where we're your free therapy. Come up on the panel and we'll help you figure out all your fucking problems. Won't solve them. We'll even create a few, but we'll let you know what they are.
No. But that's also where your manners have to come in because you cannot be straight up disrespectful right after that.
Manners.
Your manners are important. And if you don't use them...
That's a little southern.
Wait, really?
All the way up there?
Yes. But
you're not like Canada, Alabama or something, right?
No. But
Sorry.
I do have... But my family, my bloodline does go a little across, so... I'm a little Irish, too, so it comes across differently between what I talk about and how I say words.
I heard mirrors, and I was going back to your Two-Way Street reference, and like my brain couldn't get on the track.
You were there. You were like, I got this shit.
Manners, got you. Manners and compassion, girl, preach.
So, a new little throw-in randomly segment I'd like to start is a get to know the panel a little bit. So we'll all answer this question together, or not together, but individually. And I want the audience to answer if they see this later or if they're here now and they want to answer, that's fine. What is one thing that you need in aftercare? Like first thing that comes to your brain. Me, snacks. Like some kind of chocolatey snack. That's just because I need snacks all the time. But like food is like great aftercare for me. If we got dinner downstairs, I am ready.
Sandwich.
A sandwich. Yeah, I'm not a big sandwich guy, but I'll take a sandwich.
What you got, Demon Bun?
Honestly, it depends on the scene. It would really depend on the scene. Depending on how heavy it is. If it's a light one, normally it's just a little bit of reassurance and a movie, and I'm good to go. But if it's a heavier one, I tend to need a little more, like, I might break down, I might slip, I might go into different mindsets.
Okay.
What about you, Jen?
Number 1, naps. Number 2, snacks. Number 3, personal hygiene is my number 3. Like, in like literally, well, I mean, unless there's like a bleh cum scene and there's cum near me anywhere, that becomes number 1. But that's generally not my situation to handle.
Right.
Condoms are fucking amazing, and so generally, like, okay, maybe I put rest. Naps are the most important thing, and it'll always happen after anything. Like, you cannot go taking my rest away from me. I know we will only live once. Well, I guess exactly. We will only live once, and if you love to fucking nap, you should be able to nap.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
And I agree.
So this is more. So none of us have this thought on the panel. This is more for any people in the audience or anybody that watches it later. Specifically, if you've never considered what your aftercare needs may be, whether it be in your relationship, conversations, kink dynamics, I want you to think about that and maybe drop that in the comments or comment later. I'll probably post a question tomorrow about it. But what does it take? Do you need comfort? Do you need the blanket burrito? Do you need solitude where you just get left alone and play video games?
Oh God, do not swaddle me in.
Or just like a sense of complete normalcy where you just get up and carry on,
I mean, to be honest with you, some dynamics may have to be that way, and you might have to go back to a aftercare later. Like, moms and fucking parents, I don't know how you still live. Like, shit, they're always there. So maybe you're only able to have so much time, and it's a very time limited thing between the two of you. Just make sure you're going back to that time. That would be an interesting concept, is like a digital aftercare, you guys.
Okay.
Like a digital check-in, like, these are some things you don't want to like talk about in front of the kids, so you're gonna text each other at the dinner table, and there we go. We get to emotion. This is a great idea. I just had an epiphany.
Yeah,
you get to your digital aftercare, and you get to sit and refill after. You get your dinner after, and we get to communicate. Everything that was good, bad, or
that's actually so
terrifying.
Specifically
delightful.
Speaking to people that may be content creators or support content creators through subscriptions or solo play or something like that, look into that as well. If, let's say, you have a one-on-one with a cam model on one of these sites and they have a really intense scene for you, you may not be doing anything to them, but after they're done, check on them, make sure they're okay. See if there's anything you could possibly do to help them. That's, it's simple. It sounds silly, and they may just disconnect and sit and roll on and do their own thing. But just a little. That's like a little pro tip. If you want to go a little farther in somebody's eyes and be a little more important to them, show empathy and show compassion for whatever they may be doing.
Because a digital relationship between two people the level of that can vary, and it can be quite intense for one or the other or both in that situation. So I mean, yeah, compassion and consideration. You guys are preaching it tonight.
Yep.
Ah,
I left my dickhead pants on.
it feels good.
My asshole pants are sitting on dirty laundry, so I don't have them on tonight.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot you can talk about with aftercare. This topic could go on for hours and hours and hours. That gets into like the minute little details where people are like, you need to do this and make sure they're drinking plenty of water and make sure you're touching their pinky toe after they sneeze. You know, like some weird shit like that. Like you can get into very specific things to do, but we're not trying to guide you on what to do. We're just trying to make sure that you know that you have options and that all options are okay, and you should consider anything, even if you don't think it's for you. Think about it. Think about something you like in your life, and go from there. Because time of day could change your aftercare. You may finish a scene because you had some fun in the morning because the kids went to school, and then after that, you like to go fishing. Go fish. You know, like it could be something like that. You like to play go fish. Go fish. You know, play go fish.
Oh my God, was that my grandparents' aftercare?
Oh yeah, grandma.
Oh God, no! I don't want that thought in my head.
A pocket full of mints in grandpa's pocket and sending it to the lake.
Oh,
I don't want that thought in my
playing
head.
Slippery and bridge with their girlfriends. Yep.
So now remember, every time you see old folks playing bridge together, however the hell you play bridge, they were probably dicked down really good earlier and like just needed to come down a little bit.
I'm really gonna upset Mister here, but I only have one set of grandparents. Like I only have a grandmother left and a great grandmother.
It's okay, I don't have any.
Well, you know what, you guys?
But back in the day,
hot take, but I feel like we could just walk up to any random old person
Oh my God!
and they'll be your grandparent. So you've got plenty. Don't worry, you guys. Just go to any fucking Hardee's, or I think they're called Tim Hortons up there.
they've got Harvey's.
They've got Harvey's.
I don't know if it's
Okay.
Harvey's, but they've got Harvey's. Do you guys have Carl's Jr. up there?
What?
Carl's Jr. is another brand.
No, we don't have that up here. We don't. We have McDonald's and that, but I will throw this out here because from where I am, we don't really do that. It's a stereotype. Some of us do it, some of us don't. But
Old people don't go and meet up together for breakfast places.
there's certain places that they do not, because if you live in a countryside, you get some really, 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 really sketchy ass people. I am sorry.
Girl, I know about
Those
that.
are the best.
No, it's not, because I will not say this on here, but there is another type of predator that hangs around, and there's a lot of kids where I am, so it's like we don't really trust that type of stuff, only because we are so far out.
That's a bad
Like-
grandpa.
And
I'm sorry.
Before you finish that thought, my controversial take and what might actually get us kicked off social media is it is never a bad time to shoot a pedophile in the face. Carry on.
Pew pew pew.
but I will explain after if you guys stay around. But he lives like 5 to 10 minutes down the road from me.
Don't rent a pedophile, Papa.
Oh my
You
God. No, but we don't really trust those types of people around here because we don't know what their intentions are. And we have a lot of little kids, and like the police are like almost like 40 to 50 minutes away on good days. On any other days, they're like 2 to 3 hours away from us.
Jesus.
Yeah. So we don't really do that around here. If you're in the bigger cities and you know what you're doing, yes. But don't go trusting people like that around here because you don't know who's a meth dealer. You don't know who's a drug dealer. You don't know who's doing pot. You don't know who's drinking and driving. You don't know who's carrying a gun. You don't go out and just do that.
Normal people. I'm absolutely in there with them. Yeah, how many meth dealers and tweakers I know?
Oh my god.
Well, we are in the era of the internet. You could have like
Get it delivered.
Why are we? I forget why we need a grandparent.
I don't know. You said
what were we talking about and we needed a grandparent for?
Nana getting slammed in the house.
Oh, we're way off track.
Jen,
we're so off track, it's ridiculous.
Jen, I hate to break it to you, but that train has went off the track a long fucking time ago.
Oh yeah.
Choo-choo, motherfucker.
Because even if we don't have grandparents now, remember when they used to send you out of the house to go play?
Yeah.
That's so they could stay in the house and play.
Listen, my grandparents never did that. My grandparents never did that. No.
If they didn't, you wouldn't exist.
I hate to break it to you, but one grandparent died before my Nana got married.
Let her live her.
Okay.
That's
Mister, I'm gonna explain this in a harsh tone. My mother's birth father died before my Nana got remarried. My Nana didn't have sex with the second husband. She was too tired from working.
Right, but she got banged out by Grandpa because your mom's here.
I'm not gonna explain how the other part went because it's not my business to put it out on here.
Fair enough.
She was not there to witness any banging.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I disagree. See, okay, back on track.
Nature sounds to fall asleep to.
Oh God, no.
Aftercare, you guys. Aftercare is personal. There's no right or wrong way to do it. But what matters is that you listen to your body, your mind, and your partner's needs. Don't be afraid to adapt as you grow and change in your dynamic.
Yeah.
Because even though, despite what I've said and despite what a lot of people say, aftercare isn't mandatory for everyone. As long as it's communicated, then that's the key. But it takes you knowing your needs and being able to communicate them to prevent that emotional fatigue, to help you feel a stronger bond for your partner or with your partner. And it can really promote a healthier, definitely more sustainable relationship, because at the end of the day, if I don't need aftercare, that's okay. If you need aftercare, it's still my responsibility as your partner or your other part of the dynamic to take care of that, to be there for you in those ways.
Yeah.
Because it's really upsetting, and I could upset the whole fucking community that's going to watch this later. That if two people don't give a shit about aftercare, don't need aftercare, then aftercare is not mandatory. Yeah.
Okay, what else?
I know that goes against everything everybody tries to teach all the time, but that's why we do this shit here the way we do it, because we'll tell you the shit nobody else wants to. If you don't like aftercare, your partner doesn't care about aftercare, you just want to roll over and go to fuck to sleep, go for it.
Yeah. But keep in mind, you do not have the right to judge others for doing it.
Yup. Which, Emily, I don't even know if you know, like the whole story, the reason this brand exists, the whole Kink Slayer brand, the brand as a whole, started because I kept going in communities, trying to join polyamorous communities, trying to join kink communities, and then somebody would say something about looking for a third in a polyamorous community, and they'd get fucking shouted out of the group or just kicked out of the group. And we don't have time for gatekeeping shit. You've got doms that do things their way. As long as everybody's safe and happy, that's okay. But certain groups are like, well, you can't do this. That's not right.
People and calling them unicorn hunters when, yes, like
they are. And guess what? If a unicorn wants to be hunted, motherfucker, that's okay.
Right.
But the gatekeeping of all these minor communities.
Oh shit! We need a fucking unicorn horn on your head.
Oh yeah.
That's okay, motherfucker.
No. You both need one. Or
Oh, that's what we could do for Halloween. We were gonna do it last year. She was gonna be a unicorn. I was gonna be a unicorn hunter.
or I'm just gonna throw this out because I don't know if it's true, but I heard it. Or people say pineapples. You guys are pineapples.
Right, you get that a lot too. That's the swinger community kind of has that one, and that's it. We'll clear this up real quick. That can be a symbol that somebody is in the swinging community. Typically, the upside down pineapple is. But if you see some suburban mom riding around with a cute little pineapple with sunglasses on the back of her car, it may not be anything like that. So don't make the assumptions about people regardless.
I don't have a unicorn, but you can be a holy cow.
Holy cow.
I think we need this for the recap.
Holy cow,
Right, Jen?
guys.
I'm a bee.
You're a bee?
Yes, because I behave.
Oh, where's Delilah's little unicorn horn? I'll put that
It's
on.
out in the car.
Damn.
And it's really dirty. It's
That's
the dogs.
okay.
You
Me
got
and the
dog
dog
hair in
share
the
snacks.
eyebrow.
I
Yeah,
don't care
you
about
guys
wearing their hat. Me and the dog share Red Bull, okay?
What?
She loves to lick the
It's
when I
not
drink.
good for her. You need to quit.
So
but it's
hold
just-
on.
Yeah,
so
it's
when I
not
take a
good for
drink,
them.
She likes
you know how
to
that
lick
little
top
bit of
the
stuff
can.
gets on the side sometimes? She just likes to lick that part.
That's still not good for them.
She only gets one. And she's happy. She loves it. She's ready to go. And she hasn't died yet, so just like I haven't died yet. So how bad?
Don't
can
jinx it.
be?
Boom.
How
Everybody
bad?
thought I was going to punch him in the face just now, didn't you?
Oh, for sure.
Well, Jen, I honestly thought you would have by now by a couple of different looks you gave him tonight.
I really don't condone domestic abuse. Abuse of any sort. That would be abuse.
Is it abuse if I'm okay with it?
No, that's consent right there, you guys. Okay. Fuck. Are you okay with it?
I mean, I can handle it. I'm not
Can you?
okay with it, but I can handle
Can
it.
you handle
Oh,
it?
for sure.
Don't make me really angry.
Dude, I've caught a Christmas Eve right hook, okay?
Oh,
Not from
shit.
you, but
That's deep. That's
that really brought the holiday spirit.
Oh my god.
why are bitches crazy during the holidays?
Oh, I don't know, but that's I'm just saying, I think I found out in life I've got my great, wonderful, stable, happy, loving partner that I'll have forever, as far as I can see. I got to get a psycho.
Oh, mister.
I got to. I've got the relationship at work. The relationship at work is my toxic relationship.
Just a little psycho, but
Just a
not,
little,
like,
not a
really.
lot. Not a lot.
How about like a hot redhead? So she's got that have to be because hot redheads kind of have to be psycho.
I'm good with that.
How about not want to okay? Sorry, I'm fucked up too. I'm
Look,
just fucked up this
Look, the hot redhead, I'm okay with up to cutting my tire.
Interrupting.
We're
Quit interrupting.
Go ahead, Emma.
I was gonna say it also it depends on what level of psycho you are, because you might have dated a psycho without knowing.
Oh, I know they were.
Listen.
Been there, done that, got the t-shirts.
Hi.
He's experienced some of them.
No,
Wait,
I'm
really?
saying hello to them right now.
Hi.
Because I know some of them will see this later, and I still love them.
Right. Would still help them if they needed it. I'm not that much of an asshole. That's a
I'd
weird
wrap
thing
them in
I've
a
always had.
blanket burrito.
That's something I've always had that's kind of strange that people don't understand. Is I'm okay being friends with exes and talking to them as long as it's in the bounds of respect to my relationship. That's where the cutoff valve is. But as long as you can respect my relationship and be there to understand what I'm doing and you're not trying to fuck up my relationship, I'm happy to be a friend with exes.
You have some great.
I do. I have some wonderful exes. We only really
Friend
talked to
exes.
one, but for the most part, I've always tried to maintain that friendship as much as I can.
I'm trying to think of any of your friends you haven't diddled.
Oh well
But
then.
I'm the same way.
Let's say, close friends, not male friends I haven't fucked with.
You're bad.
There's been sexual activity with my male friends, but not necessarily
Exactly.
between each other.
That's diddling still.
Yeah.
I've had some good moments with my friends.
In the same rooms, diddling with each other.
Or diddling the same thing.
You might be diddling on other fucking instruments, but you're still diddling with each other.
It's teamwork, you know. We're cheering each other on
It's a
side by
group
side.
band. It's okay, guys.
You know,
It's a teamwork type of thing.
that's right. It's the relay race.
Oh my god.
We have to pass the baton every now and then.
Ding, ding, ding.
TikTok says, "Great job! You've gone live for 90 minutes. Don't forget to take a break. Go fuck yourself, TikTok."
Cue the Mario Kart music.
All right, so what you got is we're wrapping up a little early, not much early, but a little early.
I have a long take on a wrap up, so
All
y'all
right.
hurry up.
So you going last?
I could go now. It's kind of you guys.
She goes
might-
first.
How about I go first? Because you guys might want to touch on my things.
Okay.
The benefits of aftercare is like really amazing. I'm lacking some words right now. I could. It's something we really didn't talk about much tonight.
What?
And I really expected to talk about it more.
What?
Is how amazing it feels to not only have a great session or scene or dynamic with somebody, but to have great aftercare too, and how that great aftercare can then lead to more amazing scenes that can go more intense and like intensify more and give you more serotonin and dopamine. And I think serotonin makes you sleepy, and I shouldn't have said that there, but can help you evolve.
Okay. Now, is that your closing thought, or are you just like talking about a subject we didn't talk about much?
I was just trying to like.
I get it. I get exactly what you're saying. But with that,
That's my. I think I finished my closing thought.
are
Hold
you
on.
sure? Because I want to throw something else out there. I might have to
What?
come back to that. What are some aftercare red flags? Well, this is a whole quick topic we could have.
You asked for some water and your partner does this. Should have really did it. I should have really did it. I don't have the balls.
You should have. I would have laughed.
I know he would have laughed his ass off, but I don't really have the balls. I should have done that.
Oh, that'd have been so funny,
It's
right?
too late now and I can't go back.
Too late. I'm not surprised. I'm waiting for it.
But that would be an aftercare red flag if you're like, I don't know, shit.
I got one to help kind of lead us off. If your partner disregards the things you're saying during the aftercare, you know, like that spanking really hurt. This part, can I get some spanks off? And like, I didn't hit you that hard. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
Oh, okay.
That's a big red flag. That's a fucking whole life red flag, not just aftercare. But if you're disregarded by your dynamic partner,
Very good.
fucking
Red flag.
shove the broom handle up their ass and send them out the door.
Or I was gonna say, put them in the trash and lock the trash can.
That works too.
Oh my gosh. How did we get through this whole fucking munch without me announcing that Mr.'s birthday is coming up?
Oh, when is it? Because I'll tell him happy birthday.
That's cool as fuck. Thursday.
Thursday.
And it's Thick Thigh Thursday, so I expect people to have a good time on the stuff we got.
Photo
too.
threads. We'll have a photo thread
Yeah,
for
we
your
will.
birthday. Yes, and he does consent to
nudies.
personal pictures in his inbox.
Yep.
And I also just want to make sure that everybody's clear because I've had people ask me.
Is it okay?
I have had
Oh.
several people reach out to me and be like,
And you tell the one you work
Mr.
with that I still haven't got mine from last year.
I know, right? But okay, I got you. All right.
Oh no.
It's a curiosity my whole life. I've known her for a long time, so eventually it's just curiosity at this point.
Well, Oh, sugar plum motherfucking fairies.
It was like my 8th grade girlfriend that got paid to date me. I finally got to see what that looked like. And I was like, oh, okay. It's nice.
I think I interrupted your red flag segment though.
But no, you're fine. That's not a.
This is such an ADHD show.
Oh, absolutely. This is
go,
fucking
like-
great. If you have ADHD, you'll love this show. If
Keep
you're
up
here
with
now
us.
and you've kind of just fucking just be here, we'll talk about so much different shit. We are definitely aftercare for the ADHD brain.
So red flags in
So I think my
Aftercare.
biggest red flag is the disregarding of a request written.
that's not his.
That's my
He
personal
doesn't
view of a
disregard
big,
my shit.
of a big
I'd kick
red
him in the
flag.
face and leave him.
Because that's something a partner should
Yeah.
never do.
Yes.
In a non-kink setting, that's something that if you have an argument, you have a fight, you have a discussion, and it's over and it's finalized and done, and your partner needs some love, fucking take my advice, grab a straw, suck it up, and you make sure that they're better. And then, you express how you feel and you take care of yourself at the same time. Like, it should be mutual, but sometimes it may have to be in turns. So don't think that aftercare is only a kink related thing. It can go with any aspect of life, like the Midori thing says. It's to bring equilibrium back to people, and that's important to keep in mind. That it applies to any aspect of your life where you and someone else have a personal and intimate relationship and have that kind of bond.
Hmm.
You guys got any more red flags?
I have a couple.
Okay.
Fuck, train of thought just went off. God damn it. Here's one. Disrespecting the aftercare.
What do you mean?
I had a couple friends tell me their tales of this, but they were in a pretty heavy scene, and their dom, written by contract because this was a public scene. Their dom for the scene was part of the contract was they had to do some form of aftercare before they could leave. I don't
Right.
know if most places did, but the dom didn't do that. The dom just finished up and walked away. He left my friend, I'm just going to use a fake name for this, Abigail, on the pinwheel for the next half an hour until a staff member came and got her down.
Ew.
Ugh.
Yeah. That is one of the biggest red flags for me.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking no.
So
Like, if you're that heavy in a scene and you just fucking walk off like that, what the fuck?
So one thing I can kind of put into that aspect is nothing, because I lost my thought again.
Um, your follow through is really important there. Like, that was important for her own fucking safety and well being that he followed through with. That's not even aftercare, taking someone down off of a wheel or a cross or out of bondage or rope or anything. That's not fucking aftercare. That is part of play.
Mm-hmm.
That is the last steps, and then you lead into aftercare. You can't just never walk out in the middle of that. That's never like, you can call the scene, finish, and then address the issue, but like, ow,
Yeah, like,
scary.
and another one is not directly taking it, because I'm just gonna speak this from a reference I was told by a friend. Is her dom of like 5 to 6 years. He broke down after a scene, like heavy impact play in that, and he was freaking out, like because he was scared he hurt her. But here's what he did. He didn't want to take the help. He didn't want to take the aftercare because this might make Mr. laugh. His ego.
It says, listen,
It's
you
so-
guys.
No, let's point that
That
the right
is
way.
such a serious thing.
His ego was too fragile to admit what he
Uh-huh.
did.
That is such a serious thing to be aware of. Very good red flag.
But he didn't want it because I'm gonna point this towards the term Mr. was using earlier. He thought he was an alpha.
He's a real dom.
Yeah.
Ew.
Douchebags. I figured out my thought. I caught it with this little feather right here. That's
Okay.
something I do is I'll anchor my thoughts. It's kind of weird. But son of a bitch, I dropped my feather.
That's it.
No, so I very much like to live in the realm of reality and how real life works and not just how it's portrayed on the internet. You may not know anyone's red flag, or something that's a red flag may not happen to you until it happens to you. It's not necessarily something you can always prevent or always know is coming.
Just like these snacks. With these snacks, you should always trust your gut.
But, and not necessarily, though. You may have a partner you've played with hundreds of times, and then one night they may have an all fucking night and just fuck off. To me, it's a one-strike policy. If you disregard someone or you throw up a big red flag like disrespecting their aftercare, then that's a one and done. I'm not a forgive and forget kind of person when it comes to stuff like that. Something that could harm you physically, mentally, or emotionally is not something to just brush off and carry on. At least without a proper discussion to understand why they've done something, if you feel the need to have that discussion. All right, final thoughts.
I already had mine.
Had yours? You want to have it again?
Nope.
Okay. Emma?
Snacks.
Make sure you're communicating. Make sure your boundaries are in place. And make sure you keep in mind what your partner likes. What they dislike, what they like. Or, I'm just going to throw this out here too, is if they have any disorders, keep those in mind.
Mm-hmm.
If they are triggered during a scene or anything, if they call out that safe word, it doesn't matter top or bottom, you stop right then and there. If you don't hear the first time, if they repeat it, you stop. There's no buts. If you do not stop after the second one, it is not their responsibility to educate you. You are a grown-ass adult. You are consenting to this. You have the common fucking sense to do the right thing. That's my closing thoughts.
Very nice. And all I've got before we end this is what I've said many times throughout the Monday Munch lifespan. There's not necessarily any right way to do any of this. There are wrong ways. But aftercare specifically, it has to be what works for you. And what works for you today may not work for you tomorrow. So keep a check-in on yourself as well as your partners. And that is literally all that I have beyond telling you guys that next week is the Discord exclusive live.
Oh, what are we doing next week?
Which is where we're going to talk about sensation.
Ooh.
And there's something else part of it. Sensation.
I want to put my boobs in a birthday cake for you.
Put your boobs. I
absolutely love that sensation.
So if anybody wants to hang out with us next week for our birthday party we do every year, it's going to be on Discord, so it will be uncensored. You're going to see boobs. You're going to have a good time. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have anybody that wants to come up on the panel come up. So you have to be a part of that Discord. So when you go to that Discord, accept the rules, follow the fucking rules. Because I found the joy of a band hammer the other day, and it is so fun.
Yes. In the Discord server, we do not tolerate the disrespect. And if you come back and tell us we were being disrespectful, if you were doing stuff you weren't supposed to, and you knowingly agreed to those rules and broke them, we have full right within our server to boot your ass.
Off with his head.
You know what, though? I'm going to pull my fucking ego card. It's my fucking Discord server. If you said I disrespected you and I didn't, that's you just felt triggered on your own, and it's my playground. Welcome to it.
Look, I caught your thought.
You caught my feather.
Oh.
He's gone.
It's like the beginning of Forrest Gump.
I'm not that much of a dick for real, though. But I'm not going to disrespect anybody myself, but unless you warrant it. But yeah, next Monday, Discord exclusive, Sensation and Mr.'s birthday party. I'm excited for it. Hope you all make it. If you don't, go fuck yourself, because this one's not going to be recorded. So
Yes.
you'll just miss out.
Oh my
I'm going to have a blast. I love you all. And anybody got anything else they want to say?
Nope.
How about go fuck yourself?
I wanna make it very fucking clear. Stop me, bitches. I ain't going nowhere. Never.